Good afternoon, everybody. Well, my name is Danny Bear Thunderheart. Of course, you all know me by now as Bear. And today, from what has happened with me within the last few days, I actually going to bring up a subject called Conducting Business 101. Actually, it's actually the blog itself is going to be on rehabinc.blogspot.com. There's going to be an article that will further explain what is it about regarding conducting business 101. And I think the reason why it is important to bring this up is because I've ran into several people as of late that have not really conducted the business right, as far as either not calling me back or simply misleading me about certain events, even though they knew that they weren't going to have the events, yet they told me ahead of time they were going to have the events, yet they did not tell me that whether it was either canceled last minute and several other, tomfoolery and misconceptions and a lot of miscommunications that has gone on. So I thought it would just be a high time that I start talking about this, about conducting business 101 and what's really going on as far as the network marketing, just various things like that. So, and
So how have you been, Bear?
oh hey, how you doing?
Good, and you? How was your summer?
Well, my summer was excellent. It was good, but at the same time, it was a lot of work that needed to get done, and so I didn't really do as much as I wanted to this summer. But I do know that things are going to start, start to pay off a little bit. What's going on with you?
Well, just been keeping busy, and no school.
How was your summer?
It was okay. Well, kind of okay, but yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, and this is of course a friend of mine, and I haven't seen him for a while. So it was good to hear from you. Good to see you. What's going on with you now?
No, just same old. Keeping busy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So basically, what it all boils down to it, I'm just doing a video regarding conducting business, and that's what I'm doing.
Wow. And how's that going?
Um, yes, it's going pretty good. I mean, it's a lot of things are there's just a lot of things I'd rather not say too much in the moment, but certain things are happening. It's just I don't want to talk too much about it. You have a question or something?
No, everything's okay.
Ah, okay. So, any event, so as I was basically I was telling these people what's been going on in regards to the conducting business. There's several people that actually, there's a lot of people in this world that don't really have the knowledge of business etiquette and how to conduct business properly or conduct business in a way that's going to really be helpful not only for the individual that's doing the business, but the individual that's will be receiving end of it, and also everyone else around them too. So that's basically what's been going on with what I'm saying here.
Oh.
So
So what else is new?
what?
So what's new?
What's in it?
What's new?
Well, what's new is like I said. I mean, I've had some conflicts with people as of late. Now there are some business partners and associations that we still have that are really good and high caliber. And I guess basically what's been going on now is I've done some reevaluation as of late in regards to, basically getting more higher caliber associations, whether they're like CEOs or chairmans or even like network marketers who are business minded and business oriented to such a degree that they value their time and energy and their life. Whereas all these different people that I have dealt with obviously have been wasting not only my time, but wasting my money and even wasting, my, I would even say, actually wasting their time and money too, in that sense, because I remember I took it personally and I had gotten so angry to a point where I've confronted many of them. I've confronted several of them actually, whether it was via phone, mostly via phone, or if I even call them on the phone, it was I sent them on an answer machine or via text. Now, one guy actually was supposed to meet with me recently. Actually, he was supposed to actually have a concert or an event, and he actually told me weeks ago he was going to have it. Now he didn't tell me that he canceled it. I called him during that same week, during the 1 week before the concert, that I was going to do the healing art gig because I do shiatsu and different massages, and I bring it to certain events. And so in that retrospect, he basically told me I can do it and so forth. And he invited me, and I've made some good money doing it over there in those events. But this time, he did not call me and let me know that he was going to have the event. I called him and let me know, please let me know if you're going to have the event or not. If you're not going to have the event, please call me and let me know not to show up. And I specifically was clear on that. What happened? He didn't do anything, so I assumed, on my own part, I assumed that he was going to show up, and so it was the event. Didn't happen. All I saw was a bunch of kids playing and doing whatever they were doing. And I brought my massage table. Rainbow was with me, so it ended up wasting both Rainbow and both of our time. I mean, seriously, Chanel. How would you feel if you've been if anybody? I know this is business, but and I know you don't really know too much about it, but have you been stood up like this at times when people were supposed to ask you to show up?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Bad.
Very bad. See?
Yeah.
And you feel like you wasted your time and your energy. You could have been doing something else, and that was what I felt. Like I said, yours was more like a personal, hanging out with friends and everything else. Mine was more about business. This is about money. It's about networking and things like that. So he takes a whole different level.
Yeah.
And I think part of the problem, there's this one particular gentleman who talks about network marketing and various other businesses having 99.9% that don't have any success rates as far as longevity.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons, many reasons why he said because people don't know how to sell, people don't want to sell, and people need professional salespeople to, in order to sell for them, or people have to learn how to sell. Now, I think selling is a very, very big thing as far as business is concerned, and at the same time, I really think it could be honed and learned, and I think that's part of the problem. But I'm now, as of late, and I mean this past summer, as I've been working, and I've been working diligently with several people, I have discovered that really, I think one of the really big problems with network marketing or multi-level marketing or many businesses is that when people are trying to start businesses and they think that they're doing businesses, they don't really know how to really act as business people. It's like, there's a fine line between talking to people as your friends or family, and there's a fine line between how you approach things as a business person.
Yeah.
You can still be friendly, you can still be cordial and everything, but there's also this amount of ruthlessness and an amount of firmness that you need to have, and an amount of boundaries that you need to have. And like I said, and I think too many people that are trying to start businesses are coming from the employer and the self-employee. In other words, they don't have the sense of the business owner and an investor, which I have been studying for quite some time now. And there's a huge difference with the mentalities of it. And I think too many people who are trying to get into network marketing, they do want to be financially free, and I applaud them for that, or start nonprofit organizations or anything. But when you do something that has any organization, whether it has with a more group of people, or whether it's a church or something like that, you have to also have a business-minded session.
Yeah.
You have to be business-minded, and you could be a community person, but to build the community, you need to have a business sense. What do you feel about that?
Well, if you have, you know what you're doing, you can do the right thing, If you're trying to go into business, keep your promise,
And that's a great point. That's an excellent point you brought up. See, and I think too many people have made so many promises these days, and yet they don't keep it. And I'm not just talking about this in business. I'm talking about in life in general.
Yeah.
And I think people need to start owning up to their own responsibility and start, really, first of all, keeping promises for themselves, for their own stuff. If you are planning to exercise or planning to do this, then you need to go through it, or do your best to go through it and not make any excuses, and keep to your word. And that's the thing. And I think that's another problem too with a lot of people, and that's part of the things that is going to be in Conductive Business 101 blog on the website that people, I really feel you should go and read. And there'll be other things that you need to read as well that you'll see later on once you do read the blog, rehabrate.blogspot.com. So and then there was another thing too. This one lady, I knew her for quite a while, and she's always been she's has her thing and so forth. But the more I got to know about her, the more I thought, well, she's very ambitious and everything, but at the same time, it's not much of a business person. I don't really think she went to a business school. All she knows is the job that she does, and but I don't really think she went and actually did any more research or did any more as far as studying in businesses in that sense. And yet she went and asked for a government grant for nonprofit organizations to open up a clinic or open up a foundation, or not, I don't want to say a foundation, but an organization to help people who are less fortunate as far as the drugs, and people who are druggies or poor families to get a holistic health healing.
Yeah.
And so she came and asked me, because I'm a holistic health practitioner myself, if I'm interested in working for her or in the organization and clinic, and right away I said yes. I told her yes. This was about a year ago or so. But she hasn't really yet to build upon it. It was just something that she put it out there, and I was putting it out there too, in hopes to at least get some kind of a footing in the door. Even though I had some footing in the door in the past, but I haven't had it in a while. And to make a long story short, she actually came and asked me. I didn't ask her, or I didn't beg for a job or anything. She asked me. And then one day I was walking down the street somewhere on another side of town, and then she saw me, and she ran after me, calling my name, Bear, Bear, Bear. I was walking down the street because I was running some errands. And with that being said, she showed me her office, and then she showed me where she would be at, and everything else like this. Well, fast forward, I called her. I've been calling her actually for weeks now, during the summer. And she has yet to even answer me. She hasn't returned my calls. And even though I have gone there a couple of times to the office, she said I've been on vacation and things like that, so I was okay with that. But then when she came back from vacation and different things like that, she did not, basically she did not return my calls again. Yeah, exactly. And so in that retrospect, just recently I went to her office personally, and then on top of that, she was in the office, but she did not have the decency to come out and say, "Oh Blair, listen, I'm really sorry I haven't been returning your calls. I've been going through a sad situation right now." She didn't went up and tell me that. She had to have her secretary come up and tell me.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with. I mean, if I was a stranger, if I was a nobody that she did not know, then secretaries would be a good thing to send. But she knew me personally for a while now. Okay, she was treating me, I feel like some second-class citizen or some stranger on the street or something, and I didn't appreciate that. I didn't really appreciate the fact that she treated me like some stranger. And so I got pissed off, and I kind of took it out on the secretary, and I was a little angry. But, the moral of this whole thing was everything started piling up. With certain people not keeping their word, certain people not calling me back, and then also certain people just severing a relationship without even telling me why, or not even returning my calls. I had this one particular former associate who was working with me during the summer from a far distance, but then she also got into some trouble with the head of the other company.
Wow.
And for her own part of her stupidity and her own illegal action, her legal stuff that she has pulled, and she got bitched out on. And so as a result, I did talk to the head of the company about this, and in one of the network marketing companies, and he basically told her that what she did was illegal, and he told me that he confronted her, but he didn't tell me in so many words. I forgot the rest of it myself, and I talked to the other associations about it, and they told me exactly what was she doing and things like that. So I was very disappointed that at least, the woman that was making $11,000 or more a month, that is a single mother and raising her son in England, that she would at least, be professional enough to say, look, you know what, Bear, I'm sorry I misled you. I think we should sever our ties. Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're going to reject or sever the ties, at least do it amicably.
Yeah.
At least do it professionally.
Yeah.
And that's all I ask for. I'm not asking for much. I ask for a little respect, a little professionalism.
Yeah.
But people can't seem to not only give me that, but they can't even seem to give themselves that. They can't seem to give others that. I mean, what do you think? What do you think the problem really is?
People don't keep the promise. They just make up stories. They don't say what they're supposed to do.
And why do you think that's the case?
Because they don't know how to, to believe in themselves.
Ah, that's a good point. And I think part of also being a business person is to know how to believe in yourself. But not just that. But in order to believe in yourself, you must know thyself.
Yeah.
And most people don't work on themselves.
No.
They don't work on their inside. They don't work on their interpersonal relationships to begin with.
Yeah.
And intrapersonal, which means inner self workings.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really feel that that's what's been going on. People think that they could just work on business and get a lot of money, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 there you go.
No.
Do you think it works that way?
No.
And why don't you think so? Even though you're not a business person, tell the world why you're thinking it works that way.
Well, you have to think of yourself. You can't always think of others. You have to think about yourself first, and then do your business.
Ah, that's a good point. And you know what? And this is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this girl right there is not even a business person. But she's got some common sense. And what she said right there about working on yourself, you have to work on yourself first before you work your businesses. And actually, what she said are what many master millionaires and billionaires would tell you. What enlightened millionaires would tell you. They're exactly that. You must work on yourself first before, more importantly than you work on your business. Now, working on your business is still a great thing. There's a lot that goes with it, but you have to work more on yourself. That's an excellent point, Janelle. You see, you know more. You're already ahead of the game, girl. You're not even working on it.
I know.
You should probably run a business yourself.
Wow.
You should think about that, rather than you working for somebody. I just don't. You have that mind already, and like I said, I'm asking you questions. I'm not even feeding anything to you. And you're already saying it. This is what I'm talking about. This is something most people need to have more of. Common sense, working on themselves, and common courtesy.
Yeah.
Even common courtesy is a good thing to really go about it.